production here is right around 5,000 cases. We're 100% estate-grown fruit, 50 acres of vineyard. I'm picking the fruit by taste, not by chemistry, and just basically following that all the way through to the bottle. We are using all French oak here at Sawyer. We have an underground barrel storage area that contains about 332 barrels. And it's all natural air, no air conditioning there and no humidification, but it's underground, so it has beautiful temperature control, natural, and natural humidity. Here at Sawyer, and the natural humidity and temperature was nice, but the air was still. As much as we tried to circulate it, you had some mold spores that would grow on the walls and on the ceiling in the barrel room. And since the wine actually picks up its environment, you want a fresh smelling barrel room, not chlorine, absolutely not chlorine, and not any other chemicals either. So when the black mold started growing on the walls and the ceiling, it was a concern. That's when we went with Airocide, filtering the air with the Airocide systems, remove the mold. Today, they're running 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Year-round, we don't have any problem with black mold. It does allow me to have higher humidity, but again, it's natural humidity in the barrel room. But I can have it higher without any mold growth. So less evaporation, but less labor cleaning as well. So we get to spend more time with the wines rather than scrubbing the mold off the walls.
I have 3 Airocide units in the cellar. I have 16,000 square feet, so I do need a few more. It's not only the square footage, but it's also the layout of my caves. I have so many different offshoots and different tunnels that it's important that I get at least 6 or 7 in total. We have 300 to 400 barrels at any given time here, so you can imagine the amount of time that's kind of caught up in just keeping everything clean. What we used to do before having the Airocide units is go through manually 4 times a month. Every Friday we'd go through with 2 guys with a solution of sulfur and water and go through and manually scrub every barrel. Since having the Airocide unit, we've cut that down to once a month. Our savings in man hours is easily 40 to 50 hours a month on just having the systems running 24 hours a day. I do a lot of fermentations in barrels, in open-top barrels, so there's a lot of yeast spores floating around. So what I used to do was put the fruit in the barrel. The next morning I'd come in and it would be fermenting already. So with the Airocide unit, I've been able to do a cold soak period of about 3 to 4 days, which has really helped in the quality of the wines.
Humidity is very important for us and make sure that we don't lose a lot of wine through evaporation. On average, I lose a barrel less every month on topping. We got the Airocide about 6 months ago, and I actually seen a big difference. I seen probably about 10% less loss that I did before. After we've seen how well they work, our next step is going to be to add them to the cellar. After that, we're going to add it to the lab and to our tasting area, where we want to make sure we don't have any mold or microbial growth. And I think we're going to pay for those Airocides in 6 months just by the wine that we don't have to, that we don't lose through evaporation.
Vineyard 29 is a premium Napa Valley Cabernet producer. It was established around the turn of the century, and we have these amazing caves that we're here in. We have 14,000 square feet of caves. We hold about 1,000 barrels in here when the cave is completely full. I started using the Airocide unit in 2006 because we had some mold growth on the barrels. The Airocide unit's extremely valuable. We're using it to basically inhibit mold growth and airborne microorganisms that can be spoilage microorganisms in the wine. So if we had any sort of spoilage microorganisms get into some of the wine, each barrel could be worth $15,000, $25,000. So if we lost that wine for some reason, then we would have a serious issue on our hands. I've enjoyed using the Airocide units here at Vineyard 29. The air is cleaner, and whether it's in the caves, keeping, battling mold or keeping spoilage microorganisms at bay, or whether it's up in our packaging supply caves, which we have 2 Airocides in up there, and there's cardboard up there, and the Airocide units basically take out the cardboard smell or potential TCA smells that could be in the air, so the air is less musty and less cardboard smelling. And yeah, so there's multiple uses for the Airocide units here at the winery. It's actually come in quite handy.